Supernova's hat. So, yeah, so about open systems. I've been looking into building an operating system for a while now. It's kind of the culmination of everything I've been doing with Supernova Labs, the Spaceplane project, Castleborn, and a whole bunch of other projects, so where this whole thing has been kind of coming to. Because part of the main reason I started Supernova Labs in the first place was because I was in a position where I couldn't realise my own dreams, and there was no real mechanism for me to explore and find ways for to work with like different technologies and really define for myself what I wanted to do in the future. And through Supernova Labs, I wanted to bring all the technology around me and build space for everybody else so that we could explore what this technology could do and like where it's going to go in the future. Now, a lot of this was rooted in a fear of not being good enough and that I'm not going to be able to live up to the version of myself that I have in my head. And it worries me that things are improving in the world, but like you don't really see them improving. Like I think the news and the way that it's set up is almost driving the way that people see like climate change and like polarization and all this stuff, and it's like it's actually gone past the point of reporting it, but actually driving it. So yeah, I can see a trend coming out of university towards like hegemony and wealth and power going to like an increasingly small elite. Like back then, this was coming off the back of the Occupy movement, and like people just really beginning to like get some sort of class consciousness when it comes to like the 1% versus like not versus, but the 1% and everybody else. But like how those power dynamics were working, that transnational corporations were buying, lobbying, and capitalising on markets, arbitraging across countries to basically strong arm and leverage countries into doing what they wanted, rather than serving the people that they were set up to serve, and respecting their cultures, like respecting their local laws and all this kind of stuff. Like it's just that's kind of been the hallmark of globalism and where that whole mess has gone. So like through all the political stuff like Jeremy Corbyn and Bernie Sanders, populism, like it kind of went on both sides. There was like this kind of movement towards like, well, we're going to use the system to not break the system, but like we've got to like use the tools within our grasp to build something that is an acceptable alternative. And across the board, that was completely rejected on all sides. So it kind of leaves a bit of a gap for what on earth we're going to do to challenge hegemony, to challenge like, well, I think one of the big things about AI and LLMs is that like that is going to be a forcing function for anything that exists right now. And the way economics is set up, for example, is it's not that the wealth gap is increasing, it's that it's increasing at an increasing rate. Just to like drive that home, like there is a time limit for how long the general public is going to have the resources to effectively challenge this before they are in a position, like, I don't know if you've ever heard about the analogy of the boiled frog. I think it's probably been done to death now, but just for those that don't know, how do you boil a frog, right? You can't just like put it in hot water because it'll just jump straight out again. You have to put it in cold water and slowly raise the temperature to the point where it's so hot that even when it tries to get out, its muscles are already cooked, so you can't move, and that's it, you're dead. And we're kind of in that position now, like, especially with like high frequency trading bots, and now you're plugging AI into those high frequency trading bots, that you're getting to the point where like, there is no way that you can compete, and there will never be a way that you can compete with that. Fortunately, people are starting to look into like, how these companies like BlackRock and Vanguard are structured. A lot of them based on pension money. So like, if you have your pension stored with specific companies, you actually have a lot more leeway to like pull that money out and affect change if we all did it at scale. But in lieu of like crazy, wild, like just currently impossible situations like that, where we wanted to deliver some kind of change is to build open systems. What is open systems? Open systems is an operating system that is designed with you in mind, and not just you in mind in a way where it's like the way that Apple and Microsoft say, it's like, oh, like we're designing something where like it's gonna work with your data and it's gonna like fucking wipe your ass for you. We're gonna build something that respects your privacy, and that is the absolute fundamental. Like, just like bare bones, we're not tracking anything, we don't need to track anything. We try to build an operating system that works, has up-to-date AI tools, is built from the ground up to use XR tools as well, so you can like display stuff in your space. As those technologies that are currently like a brick on your face, they're gonna get smaller, and eventually there'll be glasses or even contact lenses that you can wear. Maybe even little dots that just sync a visual image into your visual field, like into your visual cortex, sorry. But before all that, there needs to be some kind of substrate that isn't owned by Apple, isn't owned by Google, isn't owned by Meta, isn't owned by fucking Microsoft, like that's being built from the bottom up to enable your power. Because this is the fundamental of like how we've got ourselves into this situation. Because we have increasingly given away our power as users for convenience. Yes, the features, the infrastructure, the ecosystem around Apple is beautiful. I used to work for Apple. I used to sell this stuff, so I know the fact that it works and like things move easily, and that there's very little friction between all the devices that you own. Like, it's beautiful. It's a testament and an absolute pinnacle of engineering. But absolute power corrupts absolutely, and that's kind of where we're at when it comes to big tech. For all of the high ideals, like don't be evil at Google and I don't know, Meta with whatever the fuck they're doing. Bloody Mark. All of the, I don't know, like 2010, like early 2010s, like vibes around, oh, we're disrupting things, and like we're gonna like organize the world's data, and everything's gonna be beautiful. And we were sold this beautiful vision of this utopia where big tech's gonna solve everything. And the reality is, they just turned into massive companies that are raping you for data. I mean, I appreciate the language is pretty strong, but that is, at least I believe, appropriate for this way of data harvesting. And they're then feeding that into AI LLMs that then are making you poorer because they're running them on the stock market. So the question is, like, well, how long are you going to take this, and how long are we all going to accept this as a given? Because there is a path ahead of us that where we follow this and it gets like the data harvesting intensifies, the platforms become super, super convenient, so you never have to think. And it leads us to feudalism, where there are these ultra wealthy oligarchs, regents of our time, with wealth unheard of in the history of the world. And then there's the rest of us, the peons, and we scrape by for a living on the gig economy, the sharing economy that in reality was just utilizing our own assets and extracting value out of them. And I don't see that as a happy picture. I think there's like a growing consensus that that is not a future that we want to see. So where does something like open systems take us? I would like to see a world where people take more ownership over their own data. That there are means for them to monetize it, but in healthy ways, where like our devices act as black boxes for our own data, and our devices kind of stop becoming devices. I think that's one of the biggest things about AI and LLMs is that now we can almost embody a spirit into these devices. I mean, I've been getting into like kind of Shintoistic views about AI LLMs that like everything does have a soul, and as we start making recursive AI LLMs on our devices, they're going to end up embodying some kind of spirit. And our devices will stop becoming tools and start becoming companions. I think there's some kind of weird nexus between like where our devices are right now, AI LLMs, XR, and robotics end up in like kind of devices that just kind of walk around with us. That would be fucking dope. That would be really cool. But what those devices, what those companions, AI companions and operating systems and devices do is they act as mediators between us in meat space and us in digital space, because as the complexity increases and as these AI LLMs are distributed at scale, it's going to become increasingly difficult for us to even interface with the internet. There'll be just so much junk that we'll need AI models to help us sift through the data to get actionable intelligence out anymore. I think that's maybe one thing that Cyberpunk 2077 got right, is that the old internet will be like basically a war zone, like a permanent war zone for information, with like rogue AIs and all this kind of thing going on. It's going to be crazy, but the way that things change day to day is it moves much more in a direction of a dark forest, similar to where we're moving with things like Discord, WhatsApp groups, all that kind of thing. And connections and social interactions become much more peer-to-peer. So part of one of the design goals for open systems is we're going to have a suite of peer-to-peer software on the operating system at launch. So you'll be able to connect, you'll be able to socialize, you'll be able to build local networks and share files in a completely peer-to-peer way. Maybe even send money. It'd be cool to like integrate some crypto somehow, but like we need to think about how that's done in a tasteful and not like moon boy way. Like it's going to be difficult, but because there's a lot of like heuristics associated with that people are going to want to bring in, and it's like how do you take what's good and leave the rest. So yeah, I mean that's kind of an overview of what open systems is going to be. So you've got AI LLMs, you've got XR, you've got potential for robotics down the road, but most importantly, like privacy and peer-to-peer systems. So we're going to try and keep it as local as possible. Like a lot of the AI LLM stuff, like people connect out to OpenAI. I just think that's a terrible idea for like a whole load of reasons. I think Salman has enough power as it stands. He doesn't need any more. So build local language models, take the data that you have on a computer to build new local language models, maybe local language models that improve based on what you build on the operating system, but the core of it is that language model never leaves your system. and it's never like extracted by somebody else. It's yours. When you buy a device, it's yours. Like all this stuff about, oh, I've paid for a subscription, oh, so therefore you don't own the device, or like, you're just renting it from us. Like, I just think that's absolute horseshit. Like, if it's in your possession, it's in your possession, and it should be in your possession. So yeah, I mean, like, I'll just keep going on about this, but I think I've gone over the core bits. If you have any questions, I would be very happy to hear them. I'm always open to have a conversation or a debate if you want to DM me. Yeah, but with that, have a good night. Oh yeah, you can also get on opensystems.framer.website, and that will take you to our website, but also our element chats. So if you want to like get in touch and start helping us develop it, that's probably the best way to do it. All right, well, peace.